Okay, here's an Ody hand. Here's a bunch of spare parts in case anything breaks and needs to be replaced. So the main changes I made, the arm bars, actually the screws bite right into the arm bars, so there are no dome nuts, acorn nuts, or nylon locking nuts. These are just kind of smooth. The screws on the inside, if you can see them there, yeah. The screws on the inside, they just screw right into the plastic. They bite right into the plastic. Seems to be pretty strong. This is a PLA bar, only because my ABS printer is down. So it's the set screw cable anchor is what I'm using, which seems to be the best solution for the trimmer line, which is what I'm using for cables. Alex Thomas might be interested in this kind of cable anchor. It's just set screws, again biting right into the plastic, and they hold the cables in pretty securely. And you'll see that this has no return system. The holes for the extensors are still open. They're not being used. So you could put an extensor system in if you wanted, but it's really not necessary with this because I've put the cable anchor close to the cable guide so that when the wrist extends, it actually pushes the cables and does manage to straighten the fingers just fine, which is great for somebody who is trying to develop strength, because it requires really very little force to close the hand. The way I've got it tensioned might look a little funny, but Peregrine figured this out, that if you pull on the pinky cable a little bit, then you get looks kind of a funny looking grip. But what happens here is the pinky pins against the palm, so you can pin something here or grip something here, and then you've got the thumb and forefinger, which are creating a pincher grip, so you can grab something. So that works nicely. The other main change that I made here is instead of Velcro, I'm using two little D-rings, and I bought D-rings, but the gauge of the wire was way too heavy. So I actually made these out of coat hanger. I just bent some coat hanger, and I was able to weld these shut, although that's not strictly necessary, but it'll make it nice and strong. So the way that you close this is you just kind of loop it through both rings, right, and then you separate the rings and close it like that. I'm actually going to use an armature. I've got two armatures here. This one should be like Ody's hand at the time of the photograph, and this one is scaled up 5% to compensate for growth. And you can see that the smaller one fits in just fine. Again, through both, and then return. And I decided that a single strap is going to be probably a better fit and more adaptive than having two straps. So there you go. That's one, and then the slightly larger one to compensate for growth. Human growth is not uniform, so this is probably not completely accurate, but should be close enough. View of the future. Right? And again, separate that and pull it through. And then if it gets loose, you know, you can tighten it. Tightened it, and it seems to hold pretty well there. If you don't have Velcro available, And also, I like the D-rings. They're metal. They seem like they're going to last a very, very long time. Velcro does not last forever. The hooks kind of tear up the loops. Sometimes the loops tear up the hooks too. So this seems like a fairly durable solution. And you know, people have access to old coat hangers. I think a lot of places, or even, you know, heavy baling wire would work. So there you go. That's it. That's a finished hand. Oh, one thing, when you get this, it should work just fine. It should fit just fine. If the leather on the palm starts to get a little bit loose, I'm going to throw a couple screws in. There are actually 2 more holes here, and I would say if you put one screw in kind of the end hole there, it'll bind this down and it'll make a more snug fit. Just right now I've got it open, so it'll be easier for Ody to get his hand in there. But you know, as it stretches and fits better, you may well want to screw this down to make a more kind of a secure fit. All right, well, have fun, and to Ody's mom and dad, take lots of pictures and video, and when things break, let me know. I'd say if, but it's really when, because kids put these things through a lot of use, and you know, whatever you need, I'll do my best to take care of you.